Okay, the next. I know it's been a while since my last video with this matchup series. I'm trying to get back into it. So we have Eddy. Now, I don't think this video will help other characters as much as would help Asuka, because Eddy is a very character-specific matchup. You have to know your options against his transitions. But this video would be a bit more dedicated for the Asuka players rather than people in general. So I'm sorry about that, but Eddy is definitely a matchup. You need to know your character-specific options. Well, there's some stuff that generally we can still cover anyway. So for example, stuff like his tracking. So 1-2 on hit, for example, then 1-2 on hit into them for 2. We can go right against this. A lot of Eddies like this as a mid-check option. You can actually go right against it, and then whip punish and purge. It will also beat upward 4. Going right will also beat upward 4. But you have to walk and then launch. And then downward 1, which is another common mid-check. We can go right against it also. I have to do something quicker for this, but we can go right as well. Now, what he has to stop this are his lows, for example, down 4, down 3-4, and then back 2. His lows track really well to Asuka's right. So you kind of have to watch out for the lows. Maybe you can step the mid and then crush the lows with can-cans, for example. So it's like a little mind game going on. Of course, he can do standing 3 as well, which is a high. You need to watch out for this also. But like it's the same with every character in the game. Everything's a mind game. Like you can choose to crush under it if you read it, for example. So everything's a mind game in the end. But generally, right is good against Eddy because his mids don't really track that way very well. So let's talk about his. This is a very common move for Eddy. Relax 1-3, which he can go into relax again on hit. Now, what I found out that we can actually interrupt nearly every option he has with an FC them for 2. So we can interrupt this. We can interrupt relax 3, which is a 16 frame low. We can interrupt relax 4. Well, we can trade with relax 4. So I'll show you. We can trade with relax 4, which I didn't do fast enough. We will trade with this, not in our favor, but we do have frame advantage favor anyway. So it'll beat everything except for that. But he can do this. He can hold back and then do that to beat it, or he can do this to beat it. So what you do against these moves is you sidestep right and then float the helicopter, or sidestep right, or sidestep whatever. I mean, I don't mean right, but sidestep in the other direction. Now, trying to punish this can be awkward because he flies up quite fast. So I would recommend just doing 4-4-2, 4-4-2, 1+2. Because it will hit always, and it's quite easy to do compared to the back 2 string in the back. So step the other way, and then try and punish with 4-4-2. For practice, he can do it. This situation is very important to know because this is such a common situation for Eddies. If you can do it, you can do back 2-1-4 in the back, but it is difficult. It is difficult. So it'll interrupt the 3. It'll interrupt the. It'll trade with the 4. It'll beat a follow-up 1-3. It'll beat if they even do this. This from relax. It'll beat this as well. FC them for 2. Now, if you want to also beat the standing 4, the relax 4, if you want to beat this also, you can also opt to do. You can also opt to do FC them for 4. Which will interrupt everything, and it's a lot less reward, of course, and it'll still lose to the same options that beats FC them for 2, such as this and holding back into this. It'll trade with this, so maybe this would be a. It covers more options, but the reward is a lot less. But if you think they're going to do the slower options from relax, you can do FC them for 2, which all you know what happens on counter hit. You know, it goes into a long counter. So that's that situation. That's important to know. That situation is important to know. Again, you have to find your own character's options against it. And if he tries to beat, like, crush under the options or evade the options, you can step. No, you're in crouch. So the direction you have to step is different. So from player 1 you have to go left, and then it'll beat the follow-ups. That will beat this move. So just know the situation. Know the situation. Now, Size F4. Now, Size F4 is one of his best moves. So you need to watch out for this low. Because it's not natural. So make sure you block the second hit. It can be hard online, but make sure you block the second hit. Like, eat the first hit and then block the second one. It'd be hard to react to. Now be careful on block, because there's a lot of pushback on block. So a lot of Eddies like to force your while standing forward to whiff, and we punish it with down for 3+4. So be careful about trying to punish off with this move. It's a very, very common setup for Eddies to whip punish, and it's better to try, if you think it's coming, it's better to try and low parry it or crush it with can-cans, because blocking it and then trying to punish it is very risky. Now, this is also very important to know. Relax transitions on hit. So you can actually backdash from a lot of transitions on hit. For example, FC down for 4. You can actually backdash a lot of transitions on hit, and then you can punish with 1+4 when you backdash it. You can't backdash while running 3. This is one of them that you can't backdash. I'll show the 2 that you can't do anything about. You don't have time to backdash. I cut into earlier. Don't think I. For me. While running 3 me. Okay, well you can backdash while running 3 actually. But you definitely can't backdash FC down for. If this hits you, right. If this hits you, it's guaranteed. You have to respect the mix-up. Because you don't have enough frame punches to get away. You have to take that mix-up. But all the other transitions on hit, as far as I know, you can either backdash or slice that right against all the mix-up options. So you don't let Eddies do fake relax mix-ups on you. And Asuka's 1+4 is generally a really good idea to beat helicopter transitions. So for example, so let's see, stuff like this. Because her 1+4 is a low starter that floats, it's actually a really good idea to punish helicopter transitions with this. Because especially good with Asuka, because if he tries to do the power crush, you'll just beat it with your 1+4, because it's a low option. That's why Asuka's really good anti-Eddy options, because her 1+4 will beat the power crush as well, which is normally used to beat your attempt at floating the helicopter transition against most characters. But in Asuka's case, she can simply beat it with her choice of floating option. So it's really good to know. Really good to know as Asuka. Now, you have to watch it. Now, I'll show you some cheese strings with Eddy that they all like to do. I won't show all of them because there is a lot, but I'll show you the common stuff. So 4-4-2-3, it's a homing mid, but it has like a canned low string follow-up. So just low parry it, or while standing for it. But maybe try and low parry if you can, because obviously their ward is better. So just try and deal with this. Now, Asuka, this is really good to know, because not many characters in the game can do this. His relax forearm block, Asuka can punish with down 4-4-4. Now he's -12 and he recovers in crouch, so you need a 12 frame mid with range to punish it. Thankfully Asuka has this. So if you block relax 4, don't let Eddies get away with it. Get your punish on it with down 4-4. 12 frame mid. And another thing is, down foot 1-1. You can duck this. A lot of Eddies like to throw this edge, but you can duck it. So make sure you... It is hard, and it covers really quickly. So maybe settle for a while standing for a Punisher for it. It is very difficult to punish. But don't let them get away with it though. Dick jab might be your best option actually. Just, like I said, recovers super quick. But yeah, probably dick jab is your best option actually. The dump for 4-3 is -8 on hit. It looks plus, but it's not. So make sure you don't let Eddies get away with this. On hit, it's actually really minus. Don't let them pressure you afterwards, like challenge them. This is not plus at all. Back 1-4, you can actually you can slice that right in between the first and the second hit and then float. You can float. You can slice that right in between hits and float. So make sure you do this. Now 4-3+4. Now this is every single Eddy I've ever fought, even John Ding, every single Eddy. 4-1+2 into back 1+2. 4-3+4 into back 1+2. Every single Eddy player in the world. So just make it evade, make a whiff, and then punish it. You can even get this in the back. So make a whiff by doing quick side step right. Because every Eddy in the world will throw that. 3-4 is safe on block. But you can slice that right. You can slice that in between the hits. So don't just block it. Try and step if you see it. There's a lot of Eddies will throw that. Now this is important, this matchup. It's also character specific, so you have to find your option against it. Back 3-3 on block and while standing 1-3 on block. Now what you have to do against this move is you have to down forward 1-2, float to punish it. This is guaranteed. You have to against both these moves, you have to down forward 1-2, float punish both options. And back 4-4-4. No, this is like a trolley, like spam infinite or whatever. You can actually down back 1-2 in between hits if you're not sure about stepping it. Alternatively, you can slice step left. You have to walk it. It's actually kind of straight. You have to walk left against it. It is kind of straight. Yeah, you can slice up. You can side walk left against it. But if you're not sure, just stand back 1-2. It will punish guaranteed. But if you can go left against it and then punish, but it is difficult as you can see. So I would just do down back 1 to have an easier option against it. Now this is also important. Slice step 3+4. Now this move, the frame data can vary on block quite easily. But what I found was 4-1+2 is consistent enough against it. Now, as you can see, it varies. Like sometimes it's -16, sometimes it's -17, sometimes it's -12. Sometimes you can 4-2 it. Most of the time you can 4-1+2. Personally, I would stick to 4-1+2, just in case it turns -16 and they block your 4-2. Because you can space it to be -16 instead of -17. So I would just do elbow. It should be consistent enough. And even if it's somehow not -16, they'll be forced to block it anyway. Unless they hard reduck afterwards. Which I don't think they will do, to be honest. So try and punish 4-1+2. But see, even then, off axis, it can whiff. So it's not like guaranteed, but it is in most cases. Like off axis, it will whiff. With the spacing, you have to eye it and judge if you can do it or not. So it's not guaranteed. Most of the time it is, but not 100%. So that's it. I think Asuka is really good against Eddy. Definitely one of the better characters to play against Eddy. I hope this helps. Obviously there's a lot more than this, but I will be here for hours if I want to show you every single option. But those are the common stuff against Eddy. And I just want to keep the video relatively short. And that's it for him, yeah. 1+4 against so 1+4 against his transitions. If you see him just lying and relaxed, do 4-2, like from range or whatever, or something that's on block, do 4-2 because it's fast and it'll hit Grandit. What else? And hits Grandit like consistently as well. That's the main thing. 1+4 against helicopter transitions on block. Side step right in general. Watch out for the lows. Most of them track that direction, so crush them, low parry, or go right against the mids. And don't respect them too much because he has a lot of fake offense. But you have to know. That's the thing against Eddy. You have to know these things. Anyway, that's it. And hopefully maturity just helped anyway. Alright, take care.